Well, welcome traders. We are more than halfway through October now, and we are continually going up and up and up, meeting all-time highs almost every day and certainly every week. So we don't know when the momentum is going to stop, but let's just ride the wave. As you know, we are certainly not in control of what happens as traders, so we can just follow along with the momentum, right? Follow the trend. As you've heard, the trend is your friend. So let's talk about what happened over this last week, and after which we'll go through a couple charts and talk about what to look forward to next week. I also want to share with you something that happened on Friday that you've probably seen before, but you know, when it does happen, you certainly need, it kind of takes you by surprise, and you need to be on the or at least look out for it, for the possibility. So anyway, let's get to our charts and what happened this last week. It was the longest weekly gain of the S&P in 2024. It seems like we keep saying that it's another new record, but it certainly was. All the metals were just going crazy over this last week. The dollar actually had a losing day on Friday. It has not had a losing day since the end of September. So it's just been crazy. I think silver was up 4.5%. So, you know, the metals just keep increasing. Everything is kind of wonky to the usual correlations. But hey, like I said, we have no control over it. We're just going to follow the price action and take advantage of it and ride that wave. So let's take a look first at, this is the Dow. This is the daily chart on the Dow, which I usually show you a daily chart to begin with. There's a couple things that I have here that I want you to be aware of. And also I wanted to ask you, what do you do in preparation for your week or your day? Do you prepare on the weekends? Do you prepare in the evening or in the morning? But you should also always be aware of the larger time frame pictures, whether you be a 5-minute trader, a 15-minute trader, an hour trader. You know, look at those various time frames and identify your possible support and resistance, your trend lines. What are your indicators? What are they telling you that you like to follow? So just be prepared. Like I said, always know what could be impacting the markets that you do trade. So on the Dow here, I do have a trend line. You know, it had two very, very positive touches down here. I don't know if we'll see a retracement. Who knows? We did meet that all-time high, I think just a few days ago, or probably the last time I spoke to you on the weekly wrap. I thought, oh, it went above the 43,000. I didn't know whether it's going to continue or not, and it continued. Now we're up about another 600 points almost. So that's why I have this extension, the Fibonacci extension here. We had a low to a swing high, to a swing low, and now we'll see at what our extension comes to bear. Now this 161.8% extension is at almost 45,000. So will it get there? We probably were asking ourselves, will it ever see 43,000 or 40,000? So you don't know, but it just, you know, when it gets to these all-time highs, it's really difficult to pinpoint where those resistance levels might be. Eventually they do form, whether you be at the 4-hour chart, the 1-hour chart, or the daily, they do, form along the way, but just something to be aware of. Now Friday we had very little action. Really, it was a lower volume day on all of the indexes on Friday. As you can see, the Dow here, just a very kind of a so-so candle. I think it was like actually went up like 30 some points overall for the day. So not a lot of activity on Friday. So I don't know if there's kind of some waiting now until possibly the election or what have you, but we'll just play every day what it presents itself to us. Let's see, another thing I wanted to share with you. This is the daily chart on the euro. Now I have mentioned to you that I do like to trade the currencies, the British pound, the Australian dollar, the euro. And this is just such an amazing pattern that we don't see this kind of pattern that often. This is a double top pattern. Now again, this is on the daily chart, and I had mentioned to you that the dollar had been moving up and up until finally Friday the dollar was down. Now the euro is typically a kind of a mirror image of the dollar, so we had a small bounce on the euro on Friday. But look at this tremendous support line that it did hit. So if you're watching on that daily chart, you had the support line here, and then we have another support line which I'm watching just a little bit below that. We have a lot of consolidation here on that support. Now, is that support exhausted? Will it run through that, or will we have a good bounce up? So that's something to be aware of. But that's such an incredible pattern here. It can also be said that then, will you get a triple top? Well, by that time, again, the exhaustion could be a factor. Too many sellers now are going, okay, that we're done. So it might break above that. So just something that I thought was really interesting as far as the currencies go. And let's see, next, I also always share with you what's happening with the S&P, what I'm looking at. Over here we have a 4-hour chart, and then over here we have a 1-hour chart. I just wanted to share with you how you can move from one time period or one period of time to another and see where that might present a good opportunity for you. Now, I do find that on the 4-hour chart. A 4-hour chart works really well on the currencies also, but the 4-hour charts, the patterns seem to really pop. Like I have one marked here. This is a bull flag. A bull flag is a continuation pattern. As you can see, we had a strong move up, we had a little bit of movement down, and then another strong extended move up again. And that is a bull flag, a continuation pattern. And then we got to this consolidation here. Again, if you look left, which I always tell you to do, we can see where it definitely hit a support level right here. And it had hit that a couple times. It hit that, well, actually the resistance became support at that point. But the arrow I have here on the 4-hour chart, well, let's carry that over to our 1-hour chart. And I have that indicated right down here. And look at that great opportunity you had to go long, both as on the 4-hour chart, and then you verified that or validated that on your 1-hour chart. So it was a great opportunity. The RSI was up. We had a moving average here. On the 1-hour chart, I used the 20 exponential moving average, so it did go above that. So we had a lot of momentum to the upside, a lot of validation to go along there, and it stayed above that. Well, you can see for quite a ways until it kind of ran out of steam. So now over here, this is on the more recent, and this is a point that I will be watching here, a support line on our 1-hour chart. So we'll see if that holds. If it does start to retrace a bit, or we'll get a little dip and little buying opportunities at this level of support, or will it continue? Now, when you have these open areas here, if it does get below here, what's going to prevent it from going all the way back down to this area of support where we got in? Who knows? But it's something to be certainly be aware of and be watching. Now, on the 4-hour chart over here, I have a trend line, so just kind of watching that to see if we have that retracement, if it'll hit my trend line, and then I can carry that over to a 1-hour or my 15-minute chart. So see how you always want to have all those lined up and look to see what's happening on each of your time frames. One last thing I did want to share with you. This is what I was talking about. This happened on all of the indexes on Friday, the S&P, the Dow, and the NASDAQ. It happened at 1 o'clock. This is a 5-minute chart, and look at that long dip. Look at that shakeout candle here. And you're just going along on your day. You had a nice movement here. You got into a little bit of support on your 5-minute. Then you're up above this is your 8 EMA. 8 periodic exponential moving average is what I have on my 5-minute chart, and it was still kind of hovering there, but look at that dip down. Wow. So if you were stuck in there, how do you prepare for something like that? You really don't, but I just wanted you to know that that could happen to everybody. So just an FYI on that one. Now we've had a busy really ramping up for our earnings. Netflix was crazy this last week. It went up just considerably. I think it was like 75 points on Friday in one day. It gapped up, so like 11% or something. Now, next week we have, jobless claims, of course, always on Thursdays. We also have some manufacturing information coming out on Thursday. Friday we have durable goods. the real thing this week is, think of everybody in the European Central Bank is talking. We have a couple of our Fed members are going to be talking. And then again, like I said, earnings. We have Coca-Cola, we have Verizon, Tesla, General Motors. So there's a lot of the sectors that are going to be impacted this week due to earnings. So just to be aware of that. So that takes care of this week. I'll look forward to talking to you again this next week. Take good care. Trade with traction, not distraction. Please comment, ask any questions. I would truly appreciate it, and subscribe. Thank you. Take good care.